It was literature. We're here.
We're back.
What's
We're
up,
back.
Kaiser? How are you, buddy?
Pretty good. Pretty good. A lot going on in life. World changing,
That
but
happens.
we here.
Heck yeah! Now this is like our little break from reality here. We get a couple hours to watch a movie and talk about it for like an hour. Just have fun
Yes.
and forget about things.
And this movie was long.
Yes, yes. This movie. So basically, we chose Interstellar, the 2014 movie starring Matthew McConaughey,
Yep.
Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, Michael Caine, Matt Damon's in
Matt
it.
Damon, right? I was supposed to say, I was waiting for you to
Yeah,
say Matt Damon.
yeah. It was 1 hour. It was 169 minutes, which is 2 hours and 49 minutes. That's
Mm, a
so that
long
is that.
movie.
Yeah, is that the longest movie we've done? This is the
It's,
longest movie we've done, right?
it's probably the longest movie I ever done. How about that? Ever done. Yeah.
Dude, it
It
was. But
was
honestly, I don't feel like it was that long.
well, it had his moments. So it did. So I guess we'll get to the where I could have took me a popcorn break,
Yeah, we can
bathroom
get to
break.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
the movie was pretty good though. I mean, you got to think about it. We got Matt Damon and Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great actors. So I mean, I
Oh
can't
yeah.
even.
So this
Yeah,
movie, this movie came out in 2014. Do you have you seen it before? Was this the first time you
ever.
watched
It's my first time. Yep.
it? Oh wow. But you knew about it? Like you knew it?
You know, no.
Oh wow.
I probably saw it in the movies, and it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
ain't watching that crap. But I did. Yeah. So when I didn't really have a clue.
Dude, that's crazy because I remember I watched this movie in theaters maybe the first weekend that it came out, maybe. Like I
You
definitely
did
remember watching this movie in theaters, yeah.
for 2 hours, for 3 hours.
Yeah, dude. I sat there for all 3 hours and I left and I was like, this is one of the best movies I've ever watched.
Oh yeah, you must have leg cramps. But I do agree. It was. I think it was
So-
what made the movie good was the acting.
Oh, dude, the
That's
acting,
yeah,
everybody, almost everybody in this movie kills it.
yeah,
I'll say almost everybody because we will talk about it when we get to least favorite character. I'll
yeah.
tell you who I didn't think did a good job, but I think I think 99% of the people in this movie killed it.
Yes, yes. Great acting. Great acting.
Absolutely. I want to just go ahead and ask one question right off the bat just to get things started because basically I thought about it about 10 minutes into this movie and it's the moon landing they talk about for a second there. The girl gets in the fight at the school because of
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
arguing about. Yeah. So what do you think? We landed on the moon? It's fake. We faked it, right?
Um. So that was probably one of my critiques of the movie.
Really?
Because at first you don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
it kind of put you into this like what the heck is going on? Because I don't know what time period it is. I don't know if it's past, present, future, and it was future and when you think about the future, you're thinking about a little more
Like
IT.
further.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, actually, it was further if you think about it.
it was
But the movie,
probably. So if you look it up, it's actually I think only like 2069, which is only like 40
it's
years
not.
from now.
It's a long time. But if you it's kind of telling the movie, it kind of plays on time and how time is relative and you fold time. I caught that later in the movie though.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. They give you so many little nuggets early in the movie that you have to think on later, where it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. And
Yes.
that's another thing that I love about this movie. I love movies that make you that throw in little things, and then later on you're like, oh, okay, and it
Right.
kind of connects the movies.
But starting the movie off, I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't understand. Like your question. Go back to your question.
Yeah, yeah.
What what you mean it was fake? And I'm sitting here like, what do you mean? Like, and so I just kept following it, and
Yeah.
but it's just one of the things where how whoever I guess in power can make up the rules of what's fake and what's not fake,
Yeah.
and there it is, and they wanted to kind of based on how the world was going, the world was dying basically,
Yeah.
and based on how the world was going, they wanted to say we don't have that type of technology. We don't do stuff like that.
Well, I also think they wanted to blame the people that were in charge back then for wasting all the money and resources,
Resource, right?
that we had and putting it towards something such as that. And they wanted basically just to blame them. And, the best way to blame them is to say that, hey, they faked a lot of stuff, and what just really wasted the money. But yeah, I thought it was just a good little nugget. But I mean, seriously though, Kaiser, did we land on the moon? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think we did. I think we did. Some based on some of the things that we're doing now, satellites.
Yeah,
Some of the technology that we're doing now has nothing to do with the moon, but has something to do with understanding the galaxy, understanding space, understanding how the sun reflects off the moon and how the moon is orbiting the
yeah.
Earth. This was a whole. This at first it kind of went past my you know, brain. I'm sitting here like, what are they talking about?
Oh,
Some of
it's
the stuff.
yeah. This movie definitely makes you think because I feel like you need to know somewhat about wormholes and black holes, and I read up on it after the movie, and apparently they made this movie very factual.
Hmm.
Like it's very, it's as true as you can get to what scientists actually know
Proven.
about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so they didn't, when you say this movie is sci-fi, they didn't really fake too much of it. Like they tried
Right.
to keep this as what would actually they think would happen, not let's make this a fantasy world. So I
Right.
thought that was really cool that they did that.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't really care for is the. So I understand it now because you got to get towards the end to understand what the heck is going on. When they played on faith and but basically a god type figure or gods that's trying
Yeah,
to fold you into this world, and if you if you um, follow the movie, to me it's basically time and how time, like I said, it folds, and it when it folds you can either go backwards or forward, up and down, sideways, and I don't know. So I don't know if you'd ever die
yeah. Yeah, then that's a question that yeah, that's. I mean, obviously you do die because his daughter dies. I guess
in
at
that
the end.
reality,
Yeah,
in that time continuum, in that galaxy.
yeah.
So
Yeah. This movie is a non-linear. Like it doesn't time doesn't go straight. It kind of loops
right.
around and goes all over. But I like movies like that, and I really like movies that make you think. And I've also watched a bunch of videos on like the ending to this movie and explaining this movie. And I think I like movies that actually do make you think. Like I do like that we kind of escape from reality and we watch a movie to chill out and have fun. But I also
Yes.
like it when they make me think and do research and learn new things.
It gives you a different perspective. It's
Yeah,
perspective for me. Like now
yeah,
I'm thinking about time. I'm thinking about how he says, how they use wormholes. Like the wormhole was actually a wormhole or a wormhole in space.
yeah.
It's time folded,
Hmm.
and that was probably the best explanation. I was looking for the best explanation that they said, and how he said, this is space,
Yeah,
and then the wormhole is basically time, you know, or some kind of like passageway. So what you do is when you punch a hole through it. So that's the hole that punch through, that takes this, folds it in half, and make you get on this side, get on this other side. So I was like, wow, like, oh my gosh, that was probably the best thing of a wormhole, of explanation of a wormhole, because I never really
agreed.
thought of a wormhole like that.
Agreed.
But my God, I did like I like stuff like that because
Yeah.
now I can use those as metaphors for anything that I want to explain, and
No,
I did.
they dumbed that part down perfectly for us
Yeah.
because I've never really understood it until I saw this movie, and then I was like, okay, I get it now. I kind of get what's
Right.
going on now.
Right. So then all the Star Trek stuff. Oh, they're going through the wormhole. Got
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Got it.
Yep.
And
So
Yeah.
So I'll say I don't think we have landed on the moon. I think it was all fake, and hopefully one day they do teach that. But this movie, it cost $165 million to make,
Yes. Yeah.
which is crazy. But apparently they did a lot of CGI and made a lot of models and did a lot of effects. But it made 759 million.
Yep.
So huge success. Huge
Wasn't.
success.
Yeah. It was. It was.
Let's see. So it came out November 7th, 2014.
Did I thought
And
it was? I thought it was October 26th. But okay.
yeah, October 26th, but that was like selected.
Oh.
Selected.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the official release was November 7th. And I gotta say, November 7th, huge weekend at the box office. I'm gonna go ahead and so it finished number two. The first weekend it was number two
Okay.
with 47 million. Big Hero 6 got number one. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know
I
what
don't
that is.
know. Number three was Gone Girl. I know that one with Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
I
Ben
do know.
Affleck. Yeah.
And then John Wick was up there, number eight. So it was hanging on.
Yeah. I'm surprised John Wick wasn't number closer to the top. Let me say
I
that.
think this was like I think that it had already been out for like 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it was kind of everybody already seen it.
Okay.
For the year though, Interstellar was number 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What was number one?
number one was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah. Number two was The Hunger Games, part three.
Don't matter. Hunger
Yeah.
Games don't matter. Yeah.
The third movie was Captain America. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, basically it's all superhero movies ahead of Interstellar, pretty much.
Right. Right.
So number 15, I personally would put it I would put it above all those movies. But number 15, it's not bad.
Yeah. Still good. I mean, but movies like this lose people, and and it was long. It was long. I think one of the like I said, downfalls was you have to do a better job, in my opinion. As okay, we're talking about time, and to get from, I guess, Earth to anywhere past our solar system, it's going to be years, right?
Yeah.
And the cryo sleep thing. You sleep for years, months, whatever you sleep for. We probably could have did without that.
I mean, they could have probably maybe skipped a couple of minutes, but to me, I really don't feel like they could have skipped much at all. Like, I think every bit of this movie was almost, I feel like every bit of this movie was pretty much necessary.
Some of it, I think the first time they woke up out of the cryo sleep, I think they could have, okay, the first time is fine, but then next time you in the solar system.
Yeah.
Or you in where you're going, or where you about to go into the wormhole. That's in my opinion. And it was now I understand now that you're talking about, so you're talking about this thing, like when you don't talk about it to nobody, you kind of now I understand why he found the NASA Research Center, because at the end he's basically he's telling them where his stuff is so he can do it. So I was just like at the beginning it just kind of threw me off of all the I understood the Earth is basically dying.
No crops.
No crops. The air is I think was at something crazy like 70, not even 70%. It was less than that as far as oxygen.
Yeah, it was super low. Yeah.
Right. But the technology thing part of it, and that's what it was. The government allocated resources to preserving Earth instead of doing exploration and doing other things. So again, as I'm talking about this, I'm trying to, oh yeah, that's what it is. Trying to understand. Yeah, but it makes sense. It
does.
Yeah,
it does. I think this movie did a great job. I probably can't talk highly enough of this movie. Should we go ahead and get into our categories? You got anything else to hit on before we get into our categories?
No, I mean, no, I don't. I'm gonna say whatever we're gonna say anyway.
Okay. Yeah. You want to go ahead and do our favorite scene? We can go ahead and do our favorite scene. I'll kind of let you go first on this one because I got some thoughts
Um,
on mine, but I'll let you go first.
so maybe my favorite scenes were the nerdy scenes, right? Where I learned
Yeah.
something. First was the one I just told you about, the wormhole. The
Mm-hmm.
wormhole scene was my favorite scene,
I'm
because
with
I
that.
learned about how time and travel.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think, and then other than that, like I'm still trying to understand or wrap my head around. Um, so when they got to the first planet, 1 hour equal,
Miller's. Yeah.
yeah, 1 hour equals 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still trying to wrap my head around why. It has something to do with relativity.
It's so when you're close to a black hole, apparently time slows down as you get closer to the black hole. So
So,
basically, where they're at, time is slowing down, whereas on Earth, time is still going the same speed.
does that mean that the Earth's or whatever planet slowly turns?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it. So I'm sitting there trying to understand that. So basically, the rotation of whatever planet. So if it's rotating, I guess 7
Yeah,
years
I think
per Earth 1 minute.
yeah, so I think it rotates slower, and then also I think it's just one of those things where relativity comes into effect, and it's just for some reason I don't I it, that's beyond me. It starts getting too complicated, but it has more than just doing with the slowness of the rotation.
I mean, but that's how the days. That's how time is time. That's how time. That's how we do time today, based on how the sun, based on the,
Yeah.
the rotation of the sun, the rotation of the Earth, and how this Earth rotate around the sun. So if I guess
But they're in a different at that point they're in a different solar system, so they're going around a different Earth. I mean a different
a
sun.
different sun, right? A
Yeah.
different sun,
Yeah.
slower
Yeah.
and spinning slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was just fascinating. Just those are my favorite scenes when he said that, like, and by the time they got doing the landing, some stuff happened, and they I guess they stood there for maybe 2 or 3 hours
Yeah, they were
because
there for 3 hours, a little over 3 hours, which was 23 years.
which is 23
Yeah.
years and
Yeah.
45 minutes or something crazy. He
Yeah.
said 23 years. Can you
Hmm.
imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine.
When they came back, what's his name that they left behind was pretty old.
Right. Pretty
Yeah.
old, and they look the same. And but I so now it makes me wonder, and I'm sorry, Justin. I'm kind of because my mind going with this thing, and that's why I like the movie because my mind be
Mhm.
going. Just because I'm on this slower aging, this slower time, this slower time is slower. Why don't I age the same at the same rate that I where I was born or something? You know what I mean?
Because you're not in that time anymore.
God, man, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You age yeah because they're still going the same as where they are now, not where they're from. Yeah, that's when it gets a little complicated.
Right. Yeah, but I like it though. I like it. So yeah, now to make I mean I get it. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of explaining things in this movie. Yeah, I actually think when they land on Miller's planet, that's one of my favorite scenes too. When they're in the water with the waves coming, they're not sure what they're gonna find, and that's really when you're like, oh wow, what's about to happen here? I think
Yeah.
that was really cool. I also thought what was really cool was there towards the end when they're trying to dock on the Enterprise or
The
yeah, when
Enterprise.
they're trying to dock on the space station, and at the same time on Earth, the daughter's trying to figure out what's going on,
Right.
and she set fire to the field. I just think that scene was just very well put together, and how it
Right.
kept interchanging from one to the other. But really, my favorite part, it's not even a scene, really. It's more like I really just like the whole first part of the movie before he leaves and goes to space. I think the little girl actress was amazing.
Yes. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
think they really get me involved with the characters, and I feel like I'm part of their family. Like like I want him to get back to his daughter. I don't want him to leave. I think they did a really good job on that because basically the whole second half of this movie is a different movie. They're in space, and they could have
Right.
probably just started it, like as
In
he's
space.
leaving. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah, but to me, what makes the second half of this movie so great is the fact that the first half was so great. Like, I don't think if they started the movie when he's leaving and we missed the first 30 minutes or whatever, I don't think this movie is nearly as good. Like,
Yeah.
if they don't make me like McConaughey and his kids and,
Cool.
you know,
Yeah.
like, I would not have cared when he was in space. I would have been like, this is boring. Like,
Right.
like, who cares? But they did such a great job in those first 30 minutes that I could
Yeah.
probably watch some part of this movie over and over again.
Yeah, but you know what they did well as far as the storyline?
Hmm?
They tied a lot of different things. So you say it's sci-fi, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
sci-fi. Yeah, it's a love scene.
Yeah.
It's a love scene, not as far. I mean, it's a love scene not as for like man and woman loving each other.
Yeah.
More
Father
so
and
the
daughter.
father and daughter loving,
Yeah.
or a
Which,
man loving his kids.
yeah. And is this an emotional movie? Like, do you
Yes.
get teary eyed? I get teary eyed.
Yeah. Yeah. Certain things, certain times.
There's
We have.
definitely 2 points. There's definitely 2 points
Yes.
where I get teary eyed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, and I felt it. I was like, oh man,
So
you
the
know,
yeah. So it's the part when he drives off to leave and the girl runs out the door and is like, Dad, or whatever. And I'm like, oh man, like this, he needs to turn around. Like, how do you not see her? Like, come on, buddy. Like, and
yeah,
then, later on, when she finally sends him a message and she's older and she's like, hey, I'm as old as you were when you left. You said we'd be the same age when you got back. And I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know.
that's
Some of those scenes, and that's really, honestly, great acting. The little girl, amazing,
yes,
phenomenal job. And then, of course, when she gets older, Jessica Chastain, amazing actress, one of my favorite actresses, does a great job. So yeah, this movie is definitely like
but
emotional.
well, the older Murph is the one that kind of tugged on my
Yeah,
heartstrings a
yeah,
little
Jessica
bit.
Chastain. Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm talking about the old lady, that's just
Oh, the
that's
super old lady. Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah,
yeah, the 80-year-old
yeah,
or something like that. That tugged on me because looking at your, I'm gonna say he had to be like maybe 40. Let's say 40, and trying to
yeah.
40, and your daughter is 80.
Now I think she
And
was like 100. By my calculation, she should have been 101.
oh, okay. So you think about that though, like you see your daughter like that, and you just got you basically full of life.
Yeah,
Um, it was just wild. But now that you say that, then if if I go to space and I live on that planet that they couldn't live on, the one that with the wave,
yeah.
time goes by. Does that mean we live longer? Do you count your age by minutes or you count your age by um
You know,
I'm just messing with you. I just
yeah. I mean,
but think
obviously,
about
you would live longer to us, but on that planet, it would just be like you wouldn't think it's longer. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
right,
yeah,
right. I mean, but only reason I say that is because does that keep us living longer, keep us alive longer? And because we wouldn't be on the earth no more because Earth was dying. So we had to,
yeah,
move. Um, so I look at things like that. I mean, like now I'm 109, and in Earth years I'm 200.
yeah. Because they said he was 123 when he came back,
Right. So
or 124. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's definitely a possibility, I think, but
yeah,
yeah, obviously they couldn't live on that planet because it was nothing but water, apparently. Do you have a least favorite scene?
yeah. My just that I forgot what you call it. The montage when they was going from Earth to where they was going to the wormhole. Let's say that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
could have probably done without it. I wasn't particularly sold on that scene.
Yeah.
So
I guess maybe I'm probably with that too. I don't know if we necessarily needed to go through the worm. Like they could have just skipped that part. But yeah, I really don't know honestly if they could have skipped much. I feel like almost every part of this movie was doing something for the story.
right,
Um,
storyline. Yep. Yep.
yeah, I mean they could have took out a minute here, a minute there, but I don't know if you really could have took out a full scene. Like you said, maybe the one with the wormhole. Like I could buy into that. I could buy into them getting rid of that one for sure. But I think that's it. I think that's the only scene where I would
Yeah,
be okay with him taking it out. Um, let's just go ahead and move on then. Favorite character? Do we have a favorite character?
the little girl.
The little girl, yeah,
Yeah, the little girl.
yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Like,
Mackenzie Foe,
oh,
if I
yeah,
pronounce that right.
yeah. Don't get me wrong.
She's done nothing else really.
As you already stated, everyone played the hell out of their part.
Yeah,
Um,
I think.
Everybody played the hell out of their part.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you. I think she did the best job. I think she might be my favorite character. I also really just like McConaughey's character Cooper.
Yeah.
Um, I like even the brother as he gets older, Casey Affleck. Which, by the way, does he just kind of get pushed to the side? Like, I feel like he didn't care about his son that much. Like, it was just kind of like, hey, you're the man of the house. Blah blah blah. Like, good luck. Like, I'll see you
No,
later.
I don't think he got pushed to the side. I think that it probably hit the little girl harder because she was young and lost her mom.
Dude, that was I just now looked at this. That was Timothy Chalamet as the younger Tom. He's like, a super huge actor now. I don't know what he's been in, but I see people talk about him all the time now. That's amazing. Sorry, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
nah, but
Yeah, I
no,
think the little girl reminded him a lot of his wife for sure.
yeah. So he probably, it's different when it's a man and a woman,
Yeah,
a man, I mean, a father and daughter. Not,
but
but still, the son relationship still good. However,
I
um,
like I've come to realize too. I really like movies where the little daughter. I like when the dad has a great relationship with the little daughter. To me, those movies are always better than if it's like a little boy.
right, right.
Like I feel like I should be a girl dad. Like if I ever have kids, like I feel like
Yeah,
girls are go for me. Like
I'm telling you, they something else. I tell you that.
oh, I'm sure.
There's
Um,
something else.
dude, Topher Grace was in this movie. Topher Grace, from that '70s show. We haven't even talked about him. Like
I don't even
I mean,
watch Good That 70 Show.
okay, well he
Never.
plays like the scientist that ends up kissing Murph when she's older. Like
Oh
actually
yeah,
comes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, I mean, I really liked McConaughey's character. I really liked Murph's character. Those are definitely the best two. But everybody acted good. I mean, Anne Hathaway acted good. Let's talk about our least favorite character because I definitely have one here. Do you have a least
Um,
favorite character? I actually kind of have two. I'm gonna go with
not
two.
not from acting, not from least my least favorite character because of the role they played
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Was Matt Damon.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's supposed to be the one bad guy.
Right,
I'm gonna tell you why he is my least favorite character. And I love Matt Damon. Possibly, I would put him in my top 10 actors.
right.
Holy crap, does he play an awful bad guy? Never once was I like, they could have, he should have been, they should have got a different actor there because he just did not fit that role, dude. Like the whole time, I'm like, that's Matt Damon. Like, this isn't, like,
So yeah, you
does that make sense? Like, I'm just like, this, like, he did a
yes,
great job. He actually acted it really well. I'm just like, this isn't,
because yes, he can't.
yeah,
So certain roles he can't play because he's not that guy.
yeah,
Or you think he's not that guy because he
yeah,
played so many other roles that's kind of similar, or he's never been the bad guy. He's never, but he wasn't the bad guy here either. It's
no,
it's a fine line between left wing and just crazy nuts, right?
yeah,
He just believed that he was doing the right thing, and that was
100%.
it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
But we're supposed to be kind of, mad at him for what he's doing. And I'm just like, that's Matt Damon. I can't like sorry, like they're like
Right,
I can't hate on this guy right now. Like it's freaking Matt Damon. I mean, which
right,
also goes to tell you how good of an actor Matt Damon is, because
right. That's Jason Bourne. I can't hate Jason Bourne.
yeah, I mean to me that's Will Hunting from Good Will
Right,
Hunting. Yeah.
Will Hunting. Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, I just feel like that was just a bad. I think that was just bad casting, and it's hard to say that when it's freaking Matt Damon, but
When it's Matt Damon and he didn't really do anything wrong, his character
yeah.
just always a positive character, and
And
it's
and also like at that point, do you really need Matt Damon? Like, did we need a big actor right there? They could have
no,
just had
no.
like you could have had anybody. Like
For
it didn't
that
really
for
make
that part,
sense.
yes. For that
Yeah.
part, absolutely.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say one other least favorite character I had, and it's not even a character. But I really, really hated, and this was probably for about at least a whole year, Anne Hathaway's haircut. Bro, she's gorgeous. It's Anne Hathaway. She's gorgeous. She's amazing. Um, why? Why does she have short hair? Like, girl, you got long hair. It looks amazing. Why are we cutting it? Like, WTF? So I hate it. Every time I saw her, I was like, dude, just please put a hat on or something.
That's funny. Put a hat on.
I mean, seriously, like, come on. Like, you know Anne Hathaway from other stuff. She's got some great hair.
You can be beautiful with a hair or without hair.
I mean, no, that's not true. Some haircuts don't work on some people, man. Like,
you're right. You're right.
Just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Like my haircut probably might not work. Some people are probably like, Justin, what are you doing? But
mine don't work.
Just, I mean, somebody should. This girl is a millionaire. Somebody should have told her, like, hey,
was it for the role or was it just?
Dude, I think she had that haircut for like a while. Like, I don't know if it was for this movie or not, but she had that haircut for a while.
She might start liking it, you know.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean,
because her haircut though.
Dude, yeah, I have a weird thing with hairs in movies. Like 8 Mile. 8 Mile sucked because Mekhi Phifer, his dreads were so fake.
Oh my god! Yeah.
I hate that movie just because of his dreads. So if we ever do that movie, I'm talking trash about that movie the whole time because all I'm going to talk about is Mekhi Phifer and his fake dreads.
Yeah, that was horrible. But yes.
Let's move on to some of our other categories. Nudity. We're at nudity now. What do we? Could this have used like maybe?
I honestly thought that Brand and Coop was going to get together.
Yeah, me too. They kind of do, kind of at the end. I feel like
at the end, but I thought they was going to get together on that ship. I mean, like I'm on a boat. Yeah. I'm on a spaceship for 20 years or whatever. How many years?
I think they were actually only on the spaceship for like 3 years.
Okay, I got a woman right here, able-bodied woman. And she was. It's not like she wasn't feeling him, but I think she was in love with the guy though, the wolf guy.
Yeah, she was in love with the guy that we never get to see. Actually, we never get to see him. And then when she gets to his planet by herself, he's dead. But McConaughey does go chase her at the end.
Yeah, he does. I
think McConaughey didn't hook up with her on the ship because of her haircut. I'm just saying. Like, I think that was.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this movie. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe this movie could have used like a little McConaughey Hathaway hookup there.
Something.
Yeah, and that would have probably honestly have made me put this movie as a 5. Just saying, like.
Yeah.
I think because I did put this movie as a 4.5 on my rating system, so
I can say that I can live with that.
The highest one.
This is a good movie. I mean, as far as this movie is really time travel. That's why it's probably sci-fi.
Yeah. It's because of the time travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything with space is sci-fi.
Really?
Well, I space thing I've ever seen has been classified as sci-fi.
Yeah, but this, like you said, this was like some factual type of stuff.
Exactly.
Except when you get to, like you don't know what's on the other planets and things.
Well, but so they're saying like the most made up thing that they did was the clouds that were iced. Remember when they were blaming them? Yeah.
And they had to, the atmosphere.
That's frozen. Literally the only thing in this movie that can be proven to like not be.
Real.
Can never happen anywhere that we know of.
Okay.
So that's like the only thing that they're saying like is 100% false.
But if you were to tell me that, I still would have believed it.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool if there was a planet that had clouds made out of ice.
Yeah, well, just tell you how cold the atmosphere is. That's it. And, So yeah.
But. Yeah, so nudity, we could have maybe had some nudity, but there is lots of other Anne Hathaway movies with nudity. So I think there's one with Jessica Chastain as well. So, The Rock. What happens if we put The Rock? What role in this movie could we put The Rock as and it survive? Like, if The Rock played a role in this movie, which role would it be where you would still watch it?
Extra. He's in the town.
No, that's not the answer.
What?
The Rock actually could have played Matt Damon's role. Then I would have been like that crazy guy.
I ain't never never met a scientist, ever met a scientist that would be that deezed up like The Rock.
And that's I guess I didn't think about that. But I would have believed that he was crazy and I would have been like, they need to kill this guy. So
Rock
you're
couldn't
right
play
though.
that. Like
He is built.
he's too muscular to be. And then he's been there. So he had to been there for at least 40 years.
No, he was there. They
Maybe
said he was there for 10 years.
he could have been here. He couldn't have been. He had to been there longer.
No, they
Because
said
just the time, because the time that they spent on the
the other
first planet was
Yeah.
23 years. The time
Yeah,
to
but
get
I'm thinking no, but this planet was also in that same time thing. Because remember when they get off of it, they're like, "Hey, it's been another 50 years."
shoot.
And
Yeah.
that's why when they land back on the station, you don't see the daughter again until the very end.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so they say at some point that it had been like another 50 years.
My God. My gosh.
Yeah. Because they were on that one for a while. Maybe The Rock could have played a member of the New York Yankees because we get to see the Yankees playing baseball at some point.
No. I never seen
No,
I never seen no 6'6" or 5.
dude, Aaron Judge plays for the Yankees right now. He could maybe be The Rock.
No. 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 The Rock is a big
Dude,
guy. It's a big guy. It's a big
he
body.
is. Yeah, absolutely. That's what he's the Brahma Bull.
Yeah.
All right, so would you like to see a sequel, a prequel, or would you like to see them do a TV show off of this movie? Or none?
Either a TV show or some type of series.
Yeah.
But then you got to figure out, because I do want to know what happened to Brian and Coop, right?
Yeah.
I know what happened to the daughter. She passed. She the one that saves the world. They probably could have do a spinoff on how she saved it, because they didn't tell us how she saved it. They just told us. Yeah, I don't know how she saved it. Yeah, how she get them off that planet, like. And I really didn't know, like, what was the real issue of the Earth dying.
Yeah, they never really say.
So maybe a prequel.
That's why I think a prequel is the way to go, because then you can kind of learn how the Earth got in the shape that it did, and you can kind of see Matthew McConaughey as like a pilot or whatever he was before he became a farmer.
Right.
And
the wife.
Who's his wife?
Right.
I mean, maybe we can learn something about her.
Right. And the wife. Because obviously the little girl was smart. She wanted to be an engineer.
Yeah.
So
the wife had to be smart.
Right. Something. Yeah.
And also, by the way, we didn't even talk about this. The ending. Did you like the ending? Because I feel like the ending, I'm weird about endings. I think this ending was, that's another reason why I didn't put it as a 5, because I think the ending was a little weak.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how they could have ended up. To me, I don't like happy endings, but it was a happy ending, but it was like, it wasn't really happy.
Yeah, well, to me, they tried to make it too happy.
Right. Everybody, what happened to the brother, though?
Yeah, I mean, I wish we could have seen the brother, but I think like he sees his daughter, who's dying, and it's like, okay, cool, like that's it, that's the movie. Like, we can just go ahead and let it end. Like, they hug and credits roll, we all cry, but then it's like, no, should they go after Anne Hathaway? And I'm like, dude, I didn't necessarily need that. Like, I didn't. So let me ask you this. Anne Hathaway. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. And what was weird to me in that ending is now you're talking about it. I'm the person's grandfather. I'm like the savior's father.
Yeah.
Right. He walks into the room with all his family. It's not only her family, it's his family as well.
Yeah.
You talking about almost seeing your great
probably 5 generations. Yeah.
Right. And he's young, and you're seeing this guy, who he is, and nobody said anything to him.
6 generations, maybe.
Yeah. Nobody said.
Yeah, that was definitely a problem I had too. Like nobody was paying attention to him. Like he was not even like, even when he woke up, they weren't like, oh my God, it's our hero. Like he literally was the hero. Yeah, the girl, whatever. He's the one that told her.
Right.
Like this guy is he's the king.
Right. Nobody's They put him in the same little house. They
Yep.
rebuilt this house. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what was cool though. The fun that made sense at the end. He lived in a museum.
Yeah.
That was a museum, but everybody giving their accounts of what happened on Earth. The old people that lived on Earth giving their accounts.
Yeah.
So I was like, "What the hell is these little old people talking about?" And it kind of made, like you said, at the end of the movie. Now you understand they're giving
Yep.
it. Oh, this is what they used to do back, when they was on Earth. They farmed. They did this. I
Mm-hmm.
remember, you couldn't breathe, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that was really cool. I like that part
yeah,
too.
yeah.
It kind of
So
tied it all together. But yeah, I mean, the ending to me was a tiny bit weak, but it wasn't so weak where like remember when we talked about the Notebook and the ending was trash.
trash,
This ending wasn't awful.
trash.
It just, I think this ending could have just been maybe a tiny bit better, but
They could
yeah,
have.
overall, I think the movie 4.5. Are we leaving anything out? Do we got to touch on anything else?
No, I do like the name Murphy. Like
Yeah,
for some reason they
great name.
gave her a good name,
Yeah,
and I can't remember his name. Like his name didn't mean anything.
the boy
Yeah,
Tom.
that's his name.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah,
Yeah, Murphy though. So I was wondering why he gave him Murphy, and I have a lot of thoughts on why they gave him Murphy.
Murphy's Law. Yeah,
Right, we basically whatever can happen will happen, and
yeah,
I was like, oh, so maybe that's how she became to existence because they was having sex, and whatever could happen did happen,
yeah,
and they just named her Murphy. They probably wasn't planning for her, but when you have these interactions, whatever can happen will happen. It was just it made sense. I mean, now I have
yeah,
a better understanding of Murphy Law.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's another reason why we need to know the wife because I feel like the wife is like a smart like physicist or scientist or something. Because why else would you name your kid Murphy? But I do love Murphy as a name. That is a fantastic name, and I think another way that this movie did great was just with that. Yeah, dude, I think this was a great choice for movies.
Yeah. One
This was a
thing
fantastic
though,
choice.
now that I'm thinking about more. Now you say something about the wife. Why the wife? Like since time can be folded and not rewind, but this kind of blip. You got blips of time, and you can kind of go to these different
Yeah.
blips. Why didn't go? Why didn't he go to his wife? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he really had a choice of where he went.
hmm.
Like, I
So
think he
now,
just kind of ended up like in her bookshelf or whatever.
so now we just talking about the supernatural at this point. Supernatural
Yeah,
put him in there. Okay.
yeah. So
I
I don't
don't.
think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't think he had a choice of where he went. I think it was just kind of that's where he ended up.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
either way, I think. I mean, you could dissect this movie. I think a lot, really, if you wanted
Right.
to. But I think if you take it for what it's worth and take it at face value, it's a fantastic movie.
Yes. Yes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, you can dissect it, and I just have questions like that. But if I have questions like that, that means I like the movie too because
But
I
to
had.
me,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's another way that makes this movie great is that all the questions you have, they're not questions like about the movie. They're questions that the movie bring up.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Like you could have just did this, or
Yeah.
it could have spun a different way, and yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
and like I said, I love movies like that. I love movies where at the end you're like, wait a minute, like, and yeah, I'm relaxed for 2.5 hours, and at the end I'm like, whoa, wait, I gotta think about this. I need to
Right.
comprehend. I need to look this up. I need to see if this was real. And great job, Christopher Nolan. Obviously, wrote the movie. He does some of the best movies really of the last 20 plus years, probably. I would say. Um, I mean, what is you let's see here. Christopher Nolan. Yeah, he's done Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Inception, which we did,
Yeah.
Oppenheimer, Insomnia. So once again, great job. Just for writing. Here's some of the movies that he's wrote. He's done Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, Oppenheimer. That's the movies that he's wrote.
Yeah,
But
but to me, I mean, if I had to think about all those movies that he Inception and this one's probably the best too.
I mean, I agree, but those other ones are still really good.
They are, they are, they are,
Yeah.
they are.
So I think overall, he's definitely a guy that when he comes out with a movie, you kind of want to watch it.
Right. Here's a wild imagination.
Because I named those movies, there was only like 3 or 4 others that I didn't name on the list. So it's
No.
not like I went through a big list. I literally went through a list of like 10 and named half of them.
Right, right. Yeah, I
So,
mean, yeah. Okay.
but overall, Interstellar, you definitely recommend it, Kaiser?
Definitely. I probably go back and watch it again because I just like the thinking of it. Now I want to
Yeah, I
learn
mean,
about now I want to learn about time.
yeah, it's definitely, dude, just read, just go to the Wikipedia page on it and just read about the scientific accuracy.
Hmm.
It's a long list. It talks a lot about it.
Right. Okay.
So I would
Yeah.
also maybe watch. There's a good YouTube video about that. It kind of explains the ending that I kind of liked too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
did. Like I said,
Interstellar,
I did
pretty
enjoy
cool.
it. Yep, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
We'll. I guess we'll figure out another movie to do next.
Yep, yep. But next time I'll be in a different location. I'll be in DC, so I'll still
Hey,
be
if you
around.
want to do a show from DC, that'd be great. I'll find a movie maybe that's based in DC, so you can tell it to,
Right. If it's
it
if
actually
it's
looks like
accurate.
DC. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
Matter of
great.
fact, if you do that, I'll probably go to the place and take pictures and show you the pictures.
Dude, that'd be
Like
sick. That's
it
definitely
don't
what
look
we should
like
do.
that. Yeah.
That's
So
definitely what we should do. So, Kaiser, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Interstellar. This is film as literature. Any last words, buddy?
no, sir. This film is literature. Check us out.
That's
All
right.
right.
We'll check you later.
All right.